What's going on, my people? Aloha, everyone. I just wanted to come and make a second video on um, the video I made last night, which was about John 10:1, and just wanted to go through the Strong's Concordance and show you some really amazing things that I found. And so, yeah, I hope you guys have got your coffee and you're relaxing. I know many people are off today. I actually am off also today. I do have a little bit of yard work and things to do, but I decided to put this forth because I felt like I wasn't quite done with what I was wanting to share. So here it is. And I'm going to basically first show you guys some things about this verse right here, which is John 10:1. And if you don't know about the last video, I would suggest going back and watching my first video on this, which I posted just a little while ago, and it would help you with understanding the subject of why I'm talking about the door and the porter and these things and how it relates to movies and other things that they show us on the movie screen and things. So anyways, guys, first I'm going to, let's see what I got written down here. Well, let's start here. Let's start with the door, which is G2374. Okay, well, we're just going to go through some of these some of these words in Hebrew and Greek and get the more understanding definition of what these words mean. So if you look at this one, the door, it's thera, and it shows up in this manner, I guess 38 times, and once as gate. A door, I think I shared this yesterday, but I'll share it again. A vestibule, used of an opening like a door, an entrance, way of passage. And if you look at this description, it kind of sums it all up. The door through which sheep go in and out, the name of him who brings salvation to those who follow his guidance. And this is speaking of Jesus. This is speaking of Yahusha HaMashiach. An open door is used of the opportunity of doing something. The door of the kingdom of heaven, likened to a palace, denotes the condition which must be complied with in order to be received into the kingdom of God, the kingdom of Yahuwah. So now that we know what the door is, we know what our objective is, and we know where our shepherd is, we're going to go back here, and I'm going to next go to the sheepfold, which has two numbers actually, but I'm going to share the first one here.
Strong's G 4263. Prabatan.
Okay. And the sheepfold. Any four-footed tame animal accustomed to grazing small cattle, horses, cattle, such as this, Um, okay, but if we go to the root word of this, um, we get to see that it means to go forwards, to go on. Okay, this is the direction, right? This is, and I think I looked at this one earlier. And what's great about the Blue Letter Bible is it shows you, all the verses that it's in, which is great because you can see how it's being used. All right, so I'm going to share next. Um, we know what a robber is. We know what climbing up some other way. But let's try this. Let's go to G305, climbeth up.
Strong's G 305 on a bino. On a bino.
Ascend, to go up, to rise, mount, or be born up, spring up. Okay. To enter, to come. All right, so now let's get to some of the more profound ones. Okay, so let's read this verse so we know where we're at. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door unto the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Okay, so we can click on shepherd. I know you can do this yourselves, you guys, but I'm leading to something here, and so bear with me. Okay, so here's Pyomain. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong.
Strong's G 4166. Poimain.
Pyomain.
Poimain.
So it's as akin to a pastor also. So you see it here, it says shepherd, pastor, a herdsman. In the parable, he whose care of and control of others committed themselves, and whose precepts they follow. This is very key because this is what we're doing when we follow Yahusha. We are following his precepts, or when we're following Yahuwah, his father. And so, of course, it can be akin to kings and princesses. Basically, people that are shepherds. They're leading a flock of others to understanding and this kind of thing. But we know that who the true shepherd is, right? So, okay, so let's read here. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. Okay, so the porter. And if you think about that movie, The Matrix, they have all these elements in there. They had the porter, they had the key maker, they had the woman that was the damsel in distress that was flirting with Neo and wanted to kiss Neo, even though Neo was with a woman there. So there's a lot of things that they portray in the movies that um, are in the scriptures. So, I mean, like I said, in the movie, you have in the Matrix, you have the doorkeeper, right? The porter, the male or a female janitor. Now, this one is something to really pay attention to because it's a watcher, the gate warden, that keeper, the door, the porter. Now, I have something that is going to really blow your mind. Some other verses in John 18 that I'm going to show you later, but um, this is crazy. But I'll just go ahead and actually some of them are right here. So let's go ahead and read some of these. Now, porter is also it can be the G2377 in front of the door, or it can be porter. So, like I said, it's used in different areas, but it's under the door or porter, right? So let's read some of these. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Okay, you know that parable, right? The and To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. Okay, that's in where we're studying right now with in John 10:3. Now, hear this one. But Peter stood at the door without, then went out that the other disciple, who's this other disciple? Which was known unto the high priest, and spake unto her that kept the door, and brought in Peter. So remember in the story when um, Jesus went in uh, and right before his crucifixion, and when Peter denies him, and Judas, and so this is in that part of the story. But um, when Peter denied him 3 times and all of that. So verse 17, it's nice that they have this one here too. So this then saith the damsel, the woman that kept the door, unto Peter, art not thou also one of this man's disciples? He saith, I am not. So it's interesting that when you think about doorkeepers, you think about this parable and what's happening here, and you have in John 10:1 where it talks about Jesus being the door, and there's a porter, and you've got the sheep and the wolves and all these things. It's kind of drawing a big picture, and just diving in deep to understand um, that when we are with our Father and we're grazing in the pasture, we're eating in His safety. We're being protected, okay, because of the shepherd. Okay, let's go on to the next one here. Let's see. So I shared Porter, and now I think one of the next ones I wanted to share was pasture. And I think that is G2192. So let me find this here. Let me read this for you guys. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And a stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Okay. This parable spake Jesus unto them, but they understood not the things they were which he spake unto them. Okay, so going down in here, then we'll get to pastures here. So I'll read these few more verses. Then said Jesus unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. There are many that came before him, right? But they were false. And even after, I am the door, but by me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture. Okay, before I go to pasture, I want to share this one. This one is profound, guys. If you've ever looked up saved in the Bible, but this is G4982. Okay. Transliteration, pronunciation is right here.
Strong's G 4982. Sozo. Sozo.
Okay, so it happens, let's see, save 93 times, whole as 9 times, heal as 3 times, be whole as 2 times, and miscellaneous as 3 times. So that's interesting. Okay, to save, keep safe and sound, to rescue from danger or destruction. This is what our Father does, guys. This is what being saved and born again does, right? When we find the door and follow the true shepherd, this is what you get. One from injury or peril, to save a suffering one from perishing, i.e., one suffering from disease, to make well, to heal, to restore to health, to preserve one who is in danger of destruction, even maybe possibly their own destruction, because they know not what they do, to save or rescue, to save in the technical biblical sense, negatively, to deliver from the penalties of the messianic judgment. So very interesting, guys, very amazing when you look into all that is in the scriptures. And some people call this the numbered version of the Bible. You'll find it in the King James Version. Now, if you go and you try to use Strong's in a lot of the other, like if you go to the ESV or the any of these NLT, or like, you can't even use the Strong's because they've changed the words so much that it's diluting the Word of God and it's changing it. So I would suggest, as much as possible to use the King James Version when you use the online Bibles. Now, some people use, and sometimes I have in the past, I've used the NLT or the NIV or the NSAB, for so people can understand things better. But if you want to get the true interpretation of the word, you're going to use the right scriptures. So I know you guys can read this on your own, but I just wanted to share these things, and we'll just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Oh, one other thing was hireling, because a lot of people don't know what that was, right? So let's see, when we go down here, see, even like when you look at the wolf in 10:12, you got, but he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth them. So basically what it's saying here, guys, is like, you hired a person, like you got the shepherd and you got the help, right? The hireling, the person that you hired. And he's like, well, I don't care. They're not my sheep. Let the wolves eat the sheep. I don't care. I mean, that's essentially what's going on here, right? And that's why we can only trust our Messiah. We can only trust our shepherd because he cares for us. There's no one else, even this guy, this hireling that was close to the shepherd, still doesn't care that the wolves are going to come after. So it's very profound when you think of it that way. So let's go to catcheth, and then we'll look at scattereth. Okay, so we got harpazo. Now, to seize, to carry off by force. Now, this is the same as like what a lot of people look as the rapture when you see caught up, which I'm sure they have in here, which I think is in, let's see, Thessalonians, right? Yeah, see, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So there's a lot of misconceptions about pre-trib and all that, which is a lie, you guys. I'm not going to go into a study about whether rapture is biblical or not and all these things, but for now, guys, that's a whole thing for another day. But um, just so you know that, take by force, force or take. I know I'm kind of going fast here, guys, but you can see how many times it's used. Plucked. Okay. So let me go back to where we were. And let's go to scattereth, because this is basically what's happening.
Strong's G 4650. Scarpizzo. Scarpizzo.
To scatter, of those who rooted or terror stricken or driven by some other impulse, fly in every direction, to scatter abroad what others may collect for themselves, or one dispensing beliefs, blessings, literally. Okay. So let's go to the root word. a scorpion, the name of a little animal somewhat resembling a lobster, which in warm regions lurk, especially in stone walls. It has a poisonous sting in its tail. What? Very, very interesting here. Scorpion. And this is all from the word and the from G4651 from the root word of what we were looking at, which was scattereth. Wow, interesting. Wow, that was kind of crazy. All right, so I wanted to go to hireling, guys, and this right here, if you look in 1012 G3411, okay,
Strong's G 3411. Misthotas.
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 Okay, it also has a root etymology that you can follow also. No, I'm just, when I'm doing this, guys, I'm just going to like, the basic understanding. There's a lot more information you can, you can go to the Hebrew and everything here, but yeah, a hireling, okay, one hired, a person that's hired, one hired. So just for the heck of it, we'll go to the root word. Sorry for all the noise outside, guys, the cars and things. To let out, for hire, to hire, okay? So that's basically what it means, so anyhow, guys, study hard. There are so many things that are being showed to us, and it all goes back to the word of God. Everything is a test in this world. Everything is either going to open your eyes or cover your eyes with sin and deception. So when you look at a movie or a commercial, or you watch the news media, which I don't really watch anymore because it's so evil, but just to get the information of what's going on, understand that you are watching a program, you are watching something that is trying to program you. They are trying to keep you away from the door, which is Jesus, which is Yahusha HaMashiach. Remember this, guys. We are in the end times. We are here to show people the door. And I am passionate about this message today because don't be shy. Don't be scared to share things. Just get out there and do it, guys. Share your testimony with others, how you were saved, things that have happened into your life, how, whatever it may be. And I just encourage each and every one of you to have a great day, and, just be kind to others and help others, and sow seeds and water seeds, and do whatever you can to get people to that next aha moment, that next moment that makes them want to go home and read their Bibles. This is what it's all about, guys. So until the next time, Yah bless.